Hi, everyone. Welcome to Math 82. This is Algebraic Foundations. Now, as you can see, we are looking at our Lamaku homepage. Now, in this video, we're going to go over all of the information that can be found in Lamaku as well in Pearson MyLab Math. So these are the two platforms that we're going to be using for this course. Now, to get started, we're going to click on this Welcome to Math 82 widget here. Now, within this widget, this is going to be pretty much everything that you need to get started in this course, and it's everything that we're going to go over in this video. So I'm going to link this video here within this widget. So like I said, we're going to be using Pearson MyLab Math. This is where we can find all of our course content, so that from the e-text all the way up to the final exam, everything's going to be on MyLab Math. So like I said, I will show you how to register for that in this video. We're also going to go over the course syllabus. I'm going to show you the course schedule and the 4 modules that we have for this course. So let's get started with the syllabus here. We're going to click on that widget on the left-hand side of our screen. Now, as you can see, we have our course information, we have our WCC mission statement, and a lot of important information within the syllabus. So please make sure you go through it on your own, but I'm going to kind of just highlight the important stuff for this course. So here is my information. I have my office hours, my Zoom link. Um, I have my email address here, although email through Lamaku is preferred, and you can do so using this envelope icon here at the top of the screen. Um, in addition, if you're asking course questions, I do want to encourage you to use the course Q&A in the Lamaku discussion board, which I'll show you that in a minute. But we do want to use this for all general course questions about content, due dates, etc. That way everyone can be involved in the conversation. So with that being said, everyone in the course will have access to this Q&A discussion board. So if you would like to talk about anything specific to you, like grading questions or any personal matters, please make sure that you email me directly, but use the Lamaku email. All right, some more important information, and then we're going to hit our course overview. So, this is an online asynchronous course, and as mentioned, we're going to be using the online program MLM. So, this is going to come with our textbook, it's going to come with PowerPoint slides on the material from each chapter, along with videos which go over solving different types of problems for each section. So, students are expected to review these slides and videos and all of that information for each section before attempting the homework assignments, quizzes, or the final exam. Now, in addition to those course materials, I'm also going to be providing my own videos, which are going to be posted on Lamaku, and they're just going to go over some practice problems from our textbook for each section. Now, these videos aren't required for you to watch, but they will offer extra practice, so just keep that in mind. Now, all of our course assignments are broken up into 4 modules on Lamaku. And so this is going to outline due dates and expectations for each week within those modules. So I'll go over that in a minute as well. Um, so online courses at WCC follow the college's definition for regular substantive interaction. So go ahead and give that a look here. But it's just ensuring quality instruction. So here I've listed several ways that we're going to be communicating in this online course. So I will be posting announcements every Monday and Friday with general information about that week. Um, like I said, we're going to have 4 modules for this course here. So those are in the widgets and they're going to contain all of our practice resources, due dates, etc. I'm also going to be providing feedback on some of your assignments, and the turnaround time for that is about a week. So just keep that in mind. And there will also be 4 discussion topics throughout this course, which I will also go over in a minute. Now, there are, as you may have gathered already, there are several ways for you to communicate in this course. We're going to be using the Q&A Lamaku discussion board a lot, and then also email and office hours. So please keep that in mind and go ahead and look through all of this information. Participation verification. So campuses are required by federal regulations to verify the participation of students in their classes. So I'll show you what that looks like, but essentially the first discussion that we're going to have for this course is going to count as your participation verification. Now here's some more course information. We have our catalog description, we have our SLOs, and then our course materials. You know we're going to be using MLM. Here's some more information. Like I said, be sure to check this out on your own, but I'm just highlighting the important stuff for this video. So we also have our grading scale here. Our final exam is going to be 10% of our grade with the discussion posts are also 10%, and so on. And then we have our course format and assignments. So here's a little description of each of our assignments. So we have our final exam, tests, quizzes, the homework, and discussion posts here. So be sure to check that out. And then the last thing I'm going to show you for the syllabus is the course schedule. So this is a tentative schedule and it is subject to change, but this is pretty much the outline of our course. So as you can see, our assignments are broken up into modules. So our first module is going to be everything up to our first exam. Our second module is going to be everything up to exam two, and so on. And so we're going to have four exams, which means four modules. And then at the end of it, we're going to have a final exam. Okay. Now there's some more important information here on our syllabus, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. Now the next thing let's look at, let's go to the top here. We're going to be looking at the course schedule. So I created a whole separate widget for that, just so it's easy for you to access. So it looks exactly like the one on the syllabus here. And then within that course schedule, they're broken up into four modules. And so we have four modules here. Now, the first module is going to be the first 5 weeks of this course. So in week one, we're going to be doing sections 1.1 through 1.3. So those assignments will be due on August 29th, which is a Friday. Now, discussion one, which, like I said, is our participation verification, will be due that following Sunday, so August 31st. Now, within this first week, like I said, I'm going to be posting practice problem videos, so that'll be linked here. So every single week, these bullet points here on the right-hand column here will be clickable links that'll take you directly to the video, the blank practice problems, and the solutions for each section. Now, as you can see, we have this blue link for discussion one, quiz two, and the final exam. So um, for each quiz and exam, you are going to need to submit written work to get 100% of your grade on that exam. Now, that is detailed in the syllabus, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. But you can click on these links here and I don't know if it's available yet. Okay. So when you click on that link, it'll take you to the assignment where you can submit your quiz. It's just not available yet because the course hasn't started. Another way that you can go ahead and check that out is by clicking directly on the assignments tab here. And then we have each of our quizzes and each of our exams. So what you'll do is you'll click on either the link or one of these guys here and submit your single PDF of your written work there. Now we can't click on it yet because quiz one is not open, and so on, but you can see that they're listed here. Now, let's go back to module one. I think the same thing's going to happen here for discussion one. You should be able to click on this link once all the due dates open up, but right now it's not letting us because our course hasn't started, but you can also access our discussions by clicking on the discussion tab here. So again, we have our four discussions there, and then as you can see, we have our open dates for each one. And then in this discussion tab also contains our Q&A LLamaCue discussion board. So I've created topics here. We have MLM homework questions, general questions, other stuff, and maybe I'll create more topics as we move through the course. But for example, I've posted a few threads for general questions here. For example, can students work ahead? Yes, all MLM assignments are available by the first day of class. So please keep that in mind and go ahead and look through these questions and feel free to post any questions that you may have already. So that is the discussions tab. Now let's go back to our modules. So we looked through module one, and like I said, there are going to be clickable links here for our videos and practice problems as we move through the course, so keep that in mind. Module two is going to look very similar. It's a little bit shorter. It's going to be weeks 6 through 8, but again, we have a discussion, we have a quiz, and an exam. 3 and 4 are very similar. Okay. Now, in the fourth module, we are going to have a discussion, our last quiz, our last exam, and our final all within this module. So the last 2 weeks are going to be the exam four and the final exam. All right, so that's pretty much everything within LlamaCue. Oh, I think there's one more thing I wanted to show you guys for the notifications for this course. We're going to click on our name in the top right corner and then click on notifications. And we just want to make sure that our instant notifications are checked here. That way, when I post an announcement, you will automatically get an email because these announcements will be important. So make sure that everything that's checked here on my end is also checked on your end. All right, so like I said, I think that's everything on the Llama side for this video. But I do want to show you what MyLab Math Pearson looks like and how to register for it. So in order to register for MyLab Math, you're going to click on Vital Source here, that widget, and then you're going to click on this link. Now it's going to take you to this next page here, and we're going to see our course material. So what you're going to do next is you're going to click on this green button that says Launch Courseware. Now, I am on an iPad, so if I were to click on Launch Courseware here, it should bring me to a broken link. So if you're working on an iPad or a phone, it might do this. Yeah. Okay. So if you go to register for MyLab Math, make sure you're doing it on a laptop. But for the purpose of this video, when you click on Launch Courseware, it should pop up to another page, a Pearson page, and then you'll see a yellow button that says Open MyLab and Mastering. When you click on that, it'll take you directly to our course home. Now, I have the page open here. So this is what our course home looks like for MyLab Math. And let me actually look at the student view here. Okay, so looking at our course home, we have our calendar set up. So as you can see, we have certain assignments due and the due dates or the due dates there. Everywhere that you see these blue dots, those are homework assignments due, and everywhere you see these yellow squares, those are quiz assignments due, and so on. Now, if you click on assignments here, every assignment for this course is available to you. So like I said, students can totally work ahead, um, but the course schedule kind of outlines all of the due dates. So for example, sections 1.1 through 1.3 are due on August 29th, and then sections 1.4 through 2.1 are due on September 5th. But if you have some extra time and you want to get those done ahead of time, you totally can. So that is what this looks like. What else? Oh, for MyLab Math, we also have our e-text. So as soon as you click on e-text contents, you're going to click on Open My e-text. Should take you to another page. Hopefully it works on the iPad. Okay, we might need the Pearson app. Oh no. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, perfect. So this is how you will access your e-text. So I definitely recommend going through this as we go through each section. This is directly where I'm going to pull our practice problems from and where all of our homework and quiz questions come from. So that's our e-text. This is our course home for MyLab Math. So let's go back to Llamaku. All right, so that is a hopefully brief overview of our Llamaku and Pearson platforms that we're going to be using for this course. So please watch this video and let me know if you have any questions on it.